The thing that you keep looking for and searching for is actually already inside of you. We look for the next best thing. We look for the next best recipe. We look for the next best opportunity. We look for the next best quote that's going to finally get us to take the leap of faith that we need. We look for the next best program, the next best book, the next best journaling prompts. And at the end of the day, everything you need is already inside of you. And the things that you need, you've probably already come across before, or it's waiting for you to unlock it inside of yourself. That's what we're going to be talking about today. My name is Demi. This is the Intuitive Attorney. And here we talk about all things inner work, all things growing your business and what you're here to put into the world. And we tell stories and pull oracle cards. So I'm someone who has constantly achieved and strived for something that's going to make me feel worthy. I've strived for the next best book that I need to read, and that's going to be the thing that's going to get me to finally be successful, or finally feel at peace, or finally feel like I have a handle on my life and my business. And what I'm starting to discover is that there is no one thing. There's no one thing at all. Okay, I'm currently in coaching right now, and I guess you could call it life coaching because it's just kind of like everything. But one of the biggest things that we've been working on is just like inner work and me, how I want to refine like my business and refine the things that I'm creating and how to put them into the world. But something that I've been learning along the way is that there's not one task that I'm going to do that's going to finally be the thing that takes my business to the next level. There's not one thing that she's going to say to me or that I'm going to discover while I'm in a session that's going to completely change my life and put it on another track. I think that we look at highlight reels, right? See things on social media, see things in movies, even reading books. Although books are a little different, but there is no one thing. I have been learning that all of it snowballs, right? So I'm going to talk about food for a second, okay? And if you're someone that is sensitive to things like that, we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on it, but just I'm going to talk about food. My relationship with food has been a complicated one and a long one, okay? I am someone who has teetered back and forth between overeating, binging, and not eating at all. And really like attributing the way I eat to my worth and the way my body looks and things like that. And for me, usually when I will binge or overeat or things like that, it's like, okay, I tell myself, I'm just going to eat that one thing that I know probably isn't going to make me feel great. But once I eat that one thing, I eat the next thing, and then the next thing, and then I'm eating 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 out the pack. Okay. And this isn't about food that's good or bad. We're not here to talk about that. Also, I don't necessarily believe in those labels, but I do believe that there are certain things that I know that make my body feel good, and there are certain things that don't make my body feel good. And for me, once I kind of start on that path of eating and consuming the things that don't make my body feel good, it just snowballs, right? Like, have you ever made a decision and then you made another decision, but none of those decisions were supportive or helpful for you at all? It's like that. And something that I've been learning in coaching is that the opposite is also true. That certain habits that I have that are going to be supportive of me, they can also snowball. And I say that to say that it's not the one decision that changes the course of things. it is a compound of decisions. It is a snowball effect, right? So maybe you do read the book, maybe you do read the quote, maybe you do read the post, and it stirs something in you, and that's wonderful and that's beautiful. And also know that all the answers that you have are the answers that you need are inside of you. So, for example, when it comes to me having a morning routine, right? I have searched for every different type of morning routine you can have. And none of it has stuck, and none of it has been consistent. And even though I'm in the journey right now of revamping my morning routine. I'm waking up a little earlier. I'm doing things a little different. What I've discovered is simplicity works for me, right? So I don't really need to have the 12-step morning routine. Actually, I take my time in the morning, but I don't need a 12-step morning routine. I just need the things that work for me. And the only way I know what works for me is for me to try things and for me to listen to myself and listen to my body and listen to my spirit. And so I'm now discovering the things that work for me. I'm figuring out that it's helpful for me to move my body in the morning, but I don't necessarily need um, an hour long workout. Or what's helpful for me is to journal, connect with myself. I have to connect with myself in the morning and have some stillness. And that came from me just knowing myself, right? I don't feel well when I haven't connected with myself and been intentional about that. But the only way I knew that was for me to try, or for me to notice when I don't and notice when I do and see the difference. No one necessarily had to tell me that. I mean, yes, there are there are things people will say like, yeah, you need to connect with the morning, but for some people maybe that doesn't work. Maybe they need to connect with somebody else in the morning first. I don't know, but for me, right, the answer to the answer to the things that are going to help me feel better are inside. Like, I noticed that, I decided to do that. And so there isn't one thing that's going to change your life. And like I said, I'm still on my journey, so we're learning together. But what I do know is all the information that I've collected over the years, yes, it has helped, but there is not one thing that made me start my business. There's not one thing that helped me to get clients. There's not one thing that helped me to be brave and putting my creations in the world. There is not one thing. It's a combination of things, and it's more so of looking inside and looking at what are the things that are blocking me, what are the things that I'm telling myself, what are the things that feel good to me, what are the things that don't. When is my body perceiving a threat when there really is none, just because of my past experiences, right? And how can I work with that? How can I move with that? How can I tell myself that I'm safe? That's just an example. So the cards that we are going to pull are going to be all around, what is it that you've been looking for? Okay? What is it that you're looking for? Our spread is going to be strength, weakness, and opportunities. So the first card is going to be, what is this strength? What strengths do you have here? What strengths are here? Change. There's strength in changing. There's strength in doing things differently. Also, the animal, this is the animal deck, so the animal is a dragonfly. And the first line here says, I embrace my transformation. I courageously let go of the past. And so there's a strength in doing things differently. There is a strength in taking a pause and not feeling like you have to constantly search. Like, if you're somebody that feel like you're always searching for something, always trying to get the next best thing, always trying to travel, always trying to get like, what can I do differently? And there's nothing, to be clear, there's nothing wrong with looking at how you can do things differently, right? Change is about doing things differently. But here, what I'm feeling is the change is actually to take a step back, right? That is also change. Change is to go inside. Change is to embrace the different way that you're going to approach your life, that you're going to approach your business, right? knowing that there's not one thing that is going to alter everything, and embracing that and accepting that. So there's strength in changing. There's a strength in doing things differently. There's strength in transforming. And it's important, what I'm feeling is that it's very important not to get attached to what that outcome looks like as well. Because when we search and when we strive and we're constantly looking for that thing, it's because we've attached ourselves to an outcome of what that's supposed to then look like, right? So if I read that book, then I'm gonna be a millionaire. Right, and the millionaire is gonna, and it's gonna look like, because I have a bunch of subscribers, or I have a bunch of clients, or I have a bunch of, and then I'm just gonna be a millionaire, right? But that's not how that works. I mean, I am not yet a millionaire, but but generally, right, that is just not how it works. So be open to change, because there is strength there. Be open to doing things differently. Be open to be open to the idea that you don't have to keep looking for answers in a book, or online, or in a post, or whatever the case is. It doesn't mean those things aren't helpful, but just if you're someone that has been constantly striving and achieving and looking to everything and everybody else, it's time for that to change. Okay. All right. So our next card is weaknesses. Weaknesses are also weaknesses are also blocks, and things like that. So weaknesses, blocks, and the card that I pulled is the moon. The number's 23, and it says intuition and emotional healing. So when you are constantly searching for the next best thing, what emotion are you avoiding? For me, it is me not wanting to feel. For me, it was a worthiness thing. It's for me, it has been not wanting to be rejected. For me, it's like I have to constantly prove and strive that I'm good enough, and because it's not inside of me, I have to look at all these other places to get the answers. I can't trust the limiting beliefs, right, that I have told myself is that I can't trust my intuition. I don't know. I have to look to something else to tell me what to do. And that can't be further from the truth. Like, it's not true, right? And so for you, the block here is because you need to trust your intuition more. You need to trust your emotions, and even the emotions that aren't true, right? Because our emotions may not always be truth, but it doesn't mean that they don't matter. And our emotions can tell us very valuable information. So what emotion comes up when when you are looking for that next best thing, when you're trying to constantly search and achieve and strive? Is there an anxiousness there? Do you feel unsettled? Is it a discomfort with just being present? Do you feel like the doing and achieving is more important than your intuition, right? That the outward directed energy is more important than the inward directed energy? And who told you that? Where did you learn that? Yeah, so one of the biggest things for you right now is to listen to your intuition, learn your intuition, heal your emotions, heal the things that have been keeping you stuck and keeping you in this loop of not trusting yourself, of feeling like you're not able to go within and get that wisdom from inside of you, get that wisdom from the experiences that you've simply just had, right? Take a moment, and when you find yourself in this position of trying to search for something outside of yourself, take a moment and think about, what am I feeling right now? What emotion is coming up for me? Because that's going to give you a lot of good information, just about how to feel more aligned and how to feel more settled in yourself, okay? Now, I keep knocking this mic, sorry. So the next card that we are going to pull is going to be, what opportunities are present? What opportunities do you have And the card says visionary, and the animal is a giraffe. So it's time for you to glide through life with grace. You can see the right path, and it's time for you to stand tall in your worth and in love, okay? The love that you have for yourself. So the opportunity here is that things are going to get clear, right? When you allow yourself to change, when you when you trust your intuition, look at the emotions that are coming up, really sit with yourself and be with yourself and know that it is everything you're looking for is inside of you. You are going to be able to see clearly. You're a visionary, right? You have these ideas about what you want to bring into the world. You have these ideas about your business. You have these ideas for how you want to create your life, and all of that is there for a reason. You can see things for a reason, right? You have these feelings for a reason, but know that it's never outside of yourself. You are a trailblazer. You are a visionary. You are someone who can think and envision things and then bring them to life. So embrace that. Embrace the wisdom that you have inside of you. Embrace the knowledge that you have already accumulated, okay? Embrace the fact that everything you need, you already have. And the things that you feel like you don't need, right? You can get them. You can get them, you can create them. And again, nothing can tell you how to be, how to live your life, how to create. Like there's no book, there's nothing that can specifically tell you how to shape what it is that you want to shape. Being a visionary is all about creating something new. It's about creating something that has not been seen before. So if it's new and it hasn't been seen, how are you going to find it on an Instagram post, my love? Yeah? If it's new and if it's a vision, if you're a visionary and it hasn't been seen before, how are you going to find it on an Instagram post? It won't be there because it's your vision. So trust it. All right. That's all I have for you today. Let me know in the comments, what are some things that you're envisioning for yourself? I want to be able to kind of talk back to you, and really get y'all's where you guys are at right now when it comes to what you're envisioning, okay? Again, my name is Demi, and I will see you guys next time, all right? Bye.